from the body cam of Banfield. But I have to explain a few things. Kaylee and Maddie made several calls, 10 calls on the whole, to Jack D. That is Kaylee's ex-boyfriend that she shares a dog with called Murphy, a puppy more like. Murphy wasn't harmed that night, and there wasn't any evidence on him. That means no red liquid or anything else. Fortunately, the Murphy did not get hurt, but it's heartbreaking that 4 young lives was taken in such a horrific manner. What I'm going to play for you is at 2:55, I believe, and 16 seconds. It's advisable to wear headsets because it's just a second, a quick second, that you hear on the background somebody saying, "Stop, stop it, stop." I remember that Court TV spoke about it today too, and there was a lot of agreements and disagreements of what could have potentially been heard. But the interview room, Chris McDonough and his beautiful wife, Karen, did this presentation, or they spoke about it in the live stream. Chris McDonough is a former detective for many, many years, and now he's in charge of the Cold Case Foundation. Please like, share, and subscribe to his channel. So I'll play this one first, and then I'll play a small part from Chris and his wife Karen explaining it. I think it's really important.
Hey guys, Moscow PD. Come over here and talk to me. Moscow PD. Hey, is that beer? Is that beer in your hand?
Yeah, I'm 21.
You got the ID on you?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll take it back to my apartment if you need.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Huh? No, they just took off. I told them to stop it. I'm not gonna push it. Yeah, you got your ID on you?
I don't.
Okay. I'm gonna grab your info just because you got beer and you're walking around with it.
No, it's closed. But
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're good.
I live like right now. I'll take it back for you.
No, we're just doing alcohol enforcement and running around with beer across the street.
Sorry, sorry about that.
You're good. What's your last name? Date of birth.
2001. Like, one.
I just pulled that one off. That's an awesome birthday.
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You have a driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general.
I don't, yeah.
What state is it through?
Idaho.
Idaho. Okay. I just pulled that one off. That's an awesome birthday.
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You have a driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general.
I don't, yeah.
What state is it through?
Idaho.
Idaho.
Pay attention to 02, 55, and 16 seconds. You barely hear someone talking behind, or you hear a quick word or something, but you can't make out what it actually is. But when I show you what Chris McDonough from the interview room, how he analyzes it, you would understand that it is important.
No, in general.
Idaho, yeah.
What state is it through?
Idaho.
Idaho. Okay. Now call enforcement and run around with beer across the street.
No worries, sorry about that.
You're good. What's your last name? Date of birth.
2001. Like,
I just pulled that one off. That's an awesome birthday.
yeah, lucky birthday.
You have a driver's license?
I don't have it.
No, in general.
Idaho, yeah.
What state is it through?
Idaho.
Idaho.
In any way, shape, or form, did they have a visual on those two coming home? And did they also have a visual of potentially, Kaylee and Madison coming home? So that said, I'm not going to show you the whole video because you guys have seen it 1,000 times already, but I was really interested in that 0250 to 0300 time. So 2:50 in the morning to 3 in the morning. Okay. And what was the first time on the timeline? What time was the last call? Do you remember?
2:52.
At 2:52. Okay.
This is the interview room, his channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to Chris McDonough and Karen. Chris McDonough is the same former detective and the detective of the Cold Case Foundation. He's the same person who found the glove outside the house. That's one of the 3 unidentified male DNAs that Ann Taylor has been pleading with the court and the prosecution to hand over the evidence. So the question he asks Karen, his wife, is what was the timing that Kaylee and Maddie called Jack? If you remember, Kaylee called Jack 10 times and Maddie together. 2:52, Maddie and Kaylee called Jack. Kaylee calls Jack 7 times from her phone, and Maddie calls Jack 3 times from her phone. And then at 2:55 and 16 seconds is when I believe you hear the stop it, stop. Somebody saying, but it could be somebody in the Sigma Chi fraternity near those areas, maybe some people walking to a party or coming from a party. But the police have not explained that to us. And since they released this body cam, it is kind of interesting to know if they have figured it out themselves. It could either be someone walking, playing around and saying stop it, stop, or it could be coming from the house itself, from the Kings Road, 1122 Kings Road. But Chris will explain it much better than me, I guess.
In the morning to 3 in the morning. Okay. And what was the first time on the timeline? What time was the last call? You remember?
2:52.
At 2:52. Okay, now
AM.
AM. Now we're going to go to 2:55 and 16 seconds. All right? Put your seatbelts on. And I'm going to play this a bunch of times.
Driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general. Also birthday?
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You have driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general. Also birthday?
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You have driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No,
Okay. Oops, where did it go?
Yeah, lucky birthday.
yeah.
Okay, at 02:55:16, you can hear, and oh, this is another part. If you have headsets, put your headsets on or put your earbuds in. Okay, we're gonna take a second here. Put your headsets and your earbuds on. Okay. At 02:55:16, and I did a bunch of replays here. And this microphone is facing the house on that body camera. Okay? Tell me what you hear.
You have driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general. Also birthday?
Yeah, lucky birthday.
I've listened to this thing 1,000 times. I'm going to submit to you, somebody is saying stop. Now, who that is, I have no idea. But as an investigator, if I was on this case, I would say, what am I hearing here, and isolate this audio. Okay, very carefully. Listen to it again on replay.
Birthday.
You have driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general. Also birthday?
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You have driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general. Also birthday?
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You have driver's license?
I don't have it.
Okay, now this one is the other officer who is writing a ticket, and it's a little bit further up at about 312.45, where I saw some things where people were saying, yeah, there's somebody else yelling in that. I don't think so. I think it's the officer ripping his ticket and handing it to the individual. I've blurred them out because they were all juveniles. Okay, so you're going to just hear a click, and that is not somebody in the background, okay, i.e. a person. It is a ticket book. Right there. Other camera on the other officers who's up by, now facing towards the house again at also 02:55:16. And this is what I think I hear.
Yep.
Okay.
19?
Yep.
Okay,
That one is a little clearer. Stop it, stop. I'm going to play it again. Listen.
Okay. 19?
Yep.
Okay, 021?
Karen, what do you think?
You can clearly hear it. You can definitely clearly hear it from that officer's body cam. My question is, it's going to be an obvious question. Were there other students or young people in that field far away where it got picked up, right? I mean, I'm looking at this. Where else could those screams have been? And that's a pretty big field, and the obvious question would be, were there other students out walking through there, playing around, messing around perhaps, and is that what we're hearing? Or is it coming from the house?
Great question. And so the last phone call is 02:52, and you're hearing this at 02:55, 3 minutes. Is that enough time to go into the room, or if you're already in your room making phone calls, is that enough time to turn off the lights and go to bed? And is that a male or a female that you're hearing?
It's definitely a female's voice because it's a higher kind of octave. But again, my question is it coming from somewhere else outside in the, down that field area? or where exactly is it coming from?
Okay, at 02:55:16, you can hear, and oh, this is another part. If you have headsets, put your headsets on or put your earbuds in. Okay, we're gonna take a second here. Put your headsets and your earbuds on. Okay. At 02:55:16, and I did a bunch of replays here. And this microphone is facing the house on that body camera. Okay? Tell me what you hear.
Got a driver's license?
I don't have it.
What? No, in general. Awesome birthday.
Yeah, lucky birthday.
I've listened to this thing 1,000 times. I'm going to submit to you, somebody is saying stop. Now, who that is, I have no idea. I.e., a person. It is a ticket book. 55:16. And this is what I think I hear.
Yeah.
19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, there is.
19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, there is. Yeah.
19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, there.
I personally agree with Chris McDonough. Is analyzing this footage. I hear clearly, even with my headsets on, stop it, stop. It doesn't sound to me like someone fooling around or having a laugh, especially when they say stop it, stop. The stop sounds like literally stop, that you're telling someone to stop bothering you or whatsoever. So I find this to be very interesting. And this is very interesting too. This was all the things that were going on that night. The timelines kind of. It starts from the 12th to the 13th. It's kind of a timeline. At 2 a.m. I can see downstairs the call to the neighbor and his girlfriend Heather go to bed. They didn't hear anything. Then you have at 2:26 Kaylee's first call to Jack D. Second call, third call, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 2 calls from Maddie. I think it's 3 calls actually. People were sending around Venmos. Kaylee called the Uber at 1:45. Remember, the police said that Kaylee and Maddie reached home at 1:45, and so did Ethan and Zana. But that is wrong. And I remember Kaylee's sister, Aliveria, clearing that, saying that they reached home around 1:54. Obviously, it takes a couple of minutes to drive down, and I believe it is important to get the timeline on point. The police said in the beginning that these quadruple murders, may the rest in peace, the victims, happened between 3 to 4 a.m. The coroner said that she pronounced them dead after 2 a.m. So 2 to 3 a.m. is quite close. I believe 4 a.m. is a bit further down. This is for entertainment purpose only. I'm not saying that anyone is a suspect, but I'm just pointing out things that I observe that do not sit well with me. Jack D is Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. Kaylee was moving to Houston. She got an apprenticeship job there and she was searching for a roommate to live with. Kaylee and Jack bought this dog, this puppy together called Murphy. And I was observing from the very beginning of this case that Murphy did not get harmed. He wasn't injured. Murphy had no DNA on him. He was found in the room, but Chief Fry clearly said that they do not know if the dog was in the room the whole time. Obviously, they couldn't have known that except the suspects or the suspect and the surviving roommates. But we can believe in a way that he was in the room for a while if we go according to DM's affidavit. She said she heard Kaylee playing with her dog, Murphy. But that is a witness statement from DM, who was allegedly not even a witness at the start. We heard the chief clearly saying in the press conference when he was asked by a reporter, I believe it was Fox News or one of the mainstream news, they asked him if the witness saw something, and he replied clearly, I did not say that they witnessed. I just said they were there. At the start, we were made to believe that Kaylee's dog, no, not Kaylee's dog, I'm sorry. We were made to believe that DM and BF were sleeping in the ground floor. Later on in the case, we were told in the affidavit that DM actually saw the suspect who did these horrific crimes, and he had on black clothing, bushy eyebrows, a mask. He was athletic built. That was DM's statements. I personally don't believe in everything I'm hearing from the witnesses, and I'll explain why. I'm entitled to my opinion without putting the surviving roommates down. Now, when someone has nothing to hide, they immediately call the police. I understand that there's the flight, fight, freeze mode. Dylan could have gone in a state of shock, but for 8 hours is mind-blowing for me. And as a therapist, I believe that the shock mode would last for a while, but not for 8 hours. We were told that DM froze, and that is possible. But she did not freeze enough because she was texting BF. They were texting each other. So was the girls in the first floor? Was DM in the second floor? How much can you see in the dark? Is the question. Now, if you put off all your lights and you have a small good vibes light on, how much would you be able to see? And wouldn't you fear somebody in the house in black clothing and a mask and bushy eyebrows? If BK thought, if DM thought that it was one of the party people that came over, why didn't she react to the fact that Kaylee or Xana, may the rest in peace, one of them clearly said that there's somebody here. That means there's somebody in the house that doesn't belong into the house. When DM was saying, allegedly, that she could hear noises and people running around or something inside the house, she thought it was party people. Shouldn't that be a red flag for her? One of her roommates just said, there's somebody here. She thought she heard Kaylee playing with her dog. That could be somebody who knew the dog that was playing with the dog, allegedly. It's never sat well to me that this crime was done by a total stranger. I personally believe it's somebody who knows the dog. Somebody who owns the dog with Kaylee, maybe, like Jack D, allegedly, or maybe somebody else. We don't know if Jack Showalter has been in that house. I would most likely assume he's been there. Adam knows the dog well too. I'm sure Hunter Johnson knows the dog well. All the people who've been partying in the house knows Kaylee's dog well. So it had to be someone who knew how to keep the dog quiet by giving them treats or patting them. I think the dog started barking